Tesla's Q3 will be strongest quarter ever, a Piper Sandler analyst tells investors. Credit Suisse says the stock has been resilient. Rob Lenahan reports in TheStreet, saying Tesla's third quarter will be the electric vehicle maker's strongest quarter ever, according to a Piper Sandler analyst, who reiterated his overweight rating of the company and boosted his 2021 estimates. Shares of the electric car maker Tesla at last check were off 0.8% to $785.10. Piper Sandler analyst Alexander Potter, who has an $1,800 price target on the shares, said in a research note that Q3 will be TSLA's strongest quarter ever, and we are increasing our 2021 estimates accordingly. Potter said Tesla would deliver 894,000 vehicles in 2021, up from his earlier estimate of 846,000. He also raised his third quarter delivery estimate to 23,000, following reports of strong production. People often focus on deliveries, but this metric probably gets too much airtime, he said. We are more interested in margins, which we think could be particularly strong in Q3. Electric vehicles now represent 12% of trailing 3-month vehicle sales in China, followed by 10% in Europe and 3% in the U.S., Potter said. Electric vehicle penetration has trended steadily higher in recent months, especially in Europe and China, he said. Tesla chief executive Elon Musk said in an email over the weekend that this will be the company's most intense delivery week ever, Electric reported. Musk thanked Tesla workers for the hardcore delivery push. Separately, Credit Suisse Dan Levy said he expected third quarter deliveries to range from 225,000 to 230,000, compared with a sell-side consensus of 223,000. Upside was limited by supply, the analyst said. Levy has a neutral rating and an $800 price target on Tesla stock. He said quarter-end deliveries amid a widening quarterly wave is an X-factor, about 60% or more of quarterly deliveries in final month, with Elon Musk reportedly noting the wave is unusually high this quarter due to parts shortages. Accordingly, he added a result of 225,000 to 230,000 would be impressive amid the chip shortage. After a sluggish start to the year, Tesla stock has recovered of late, plus 27% since early June, Levy said. The stock has been resilient, overcoming concerns on China risk, and also performing well in the face of product delays, pressures from the semiconductor shortage, and the launch of an investigation on Tesla Autopilot by the National Highway Transportation and Safety Administration. While additional positive data points could help the stock, Levy said he was inclined to believe that potential for further upside for the stock will be defined by Tesla's success in endeavors outside vehicle sales, specifically on vehicle autonomy. Musk recently said on Twitter that starting next week, Tesla planned to start adding about 1,000 new full self-driving beta testers a day based on their safety score. Also, in a similar development, related to Tesla's third quarter deliveries, Wedbush analyst Dan Ives says September Tesla deliveries are on pace for massive trajectory. Ives reiterates outperform rating for Tesla and holds $1,000 price target the top electric vehicle maker stock. Tesla is on pace for 230,000 deliveries, Ives predicts. Welcome back, friends. Tesla is set for its biggest quarter in company history, according to Wedbush analyst and Tesla bull Daniel Ives. Ives, who has periodically put his 2 cents regarding Tesla stock for several years, has spoken highly of the electric automaker, giving the company credit for being the leading force in the up-and-coming green tidal wave that will overtake the automotive sector as a whole. Tesla's third quarter 2021 is likely to be fed in part by September demand, which Ives believes is trending toward historic levels thanks to the automaker's ability to avoid the long and drawn-out shortage of semiconductor chips. Ives, who currently maintains an outperform rating on Tesla stock with a price target of $1,000, said that he is confident Tesla would exceed consensus expectations, which have Q3 deliveries set at 123,000 vehicles. Ives is more convinced of Tesla hitting 230,000 deliveries in Q3, mainly fueled by a massive trajectory of between 145,000 to 150,000 deliveries in September alone. The pace of EV deliveries in the US and China have been robust the last 4 to 6 weeks, with an eye-popping growth trajectory heading into 4Q and 2022 for Musk and company, Ives wrote in a note to investors. Joey Klender from TSLA.O thinks September may be the saving month for Tesla in Q3, especially as Elon Musk wrote in a leaked email to Tesla employees earlier this month that Q3 has the potential to be the company's most remarkable. The CEO told workers that this week has the potential to be the most intense delivery week ever, as Tesla continues to trend toward record numbers once again. Tesla has not seen a decline in sales or deliveries of its vehicles quarter over quarter since Q1 2019. The only reason Ives believes Tesla won't have an even bigger quarter than he expects is due to the semiconductor chip shortage. Joey Klender from TSLA.O says while Tesla was able to avert most of the production delays and manufacturing stoppages with the creation of its own in-house microcontrollers, there was still a negative effect on the company's production and delivery rate in July and August, he said in the note. However, I think they switched in alternates micros and rewrote its FW to run on them. Is this not correct? Ives believes Tesla would have delivered around 80,000 to 90,000 vehicles for the first 2 months of the quarter. Overall, Ives said that the chip shortage may have decreased the overall production and delivery number by around 40,000 units. Tesla's decision to export vehicles from Shanghai to Europe earlier this month to begin sales of the Model Y crossover on the continent could have also affected the automaker's overall outlook for Q3. Ives believes the intense and complicated logistical process may have thrown a few wrenches into Tesla's overall growth. Even still, as Tesla navigated through the chip shortage and handled a new logistical process with relative ease, Ives is convinced that Tesla will still report its biggest quarter when Q3 wraps up tomorrow. Analysts at other financial firms have already listed their estimates for Tesla's third quarter. Many analysts have expectations for around 230,000 vehicles, including Alex Potter of Piper Sandler and Credit Suisse analyst Dan Levy. The analysts estimated 233,000 and between 225,000 to 230,000 deliveries for Q3, respectively. Disclosure: Joey Klender from TSLA.O, who has contributed to this report, is a Tesla shareholder. In the meantime, plans for Giga Berlin have some hurdles to overcome after recent announcement from German government. A recent announcement from the German state raises some questions about the true timeline for fully opening Giga Berlin. It was reported previously that the environmental authorities said internally that Tesla could possibly be given a full site approval. Tesla had a key victory after it was realized some attempted lawsuits had virtually no chance of succeeding. Environmental authority gives vague comments. The environmental authorities now say that the factory is still under review. As a result, it has been reported that no decision has actually been reached. It is unclear what Tesla still needs to show, and it appears this process of approval could drag out for at least a little longer. This is definitely an interesting statement from the German state because Tesla already has made it so far along in this process. Tesla still needs to obtain the final building permits. This is something that is not expected to take more than a few weeks to complete. There have also been some concerns raised about Tesla using too much of the water supply. Goals for Giga Berlin in the meantime. Tesla ultimately wants to produce cars at Giga Berlin. However, in the meantime Tesla is trying to get a COVID rules waiver to host a 9,000-person county fair event at the site. Tesla Giga Berlin should get final approval in 2021, thinks Prime Minister of Brandenburg. The final construction permit for the Tesla factory in Grünheide may be obtained in 2021, says Brandenburg Prime Minister Dietmar Woidke. According to Brandenburg Prime Minister Dietmar Woidke, a decision on the final approval of Tesla's electric car factory near Berlin is possible this year. If the hearing is successful and the objections raised are properly dealt with, I think the approval decision will be made this year, he said. Woidke was referring to the 3-week process of discussing objections to the construction of Giga Berlin, which is taking place right now.